Okay, I've got a 2009 Nissan Altima 2.5S here with a damaged oil pan. So it's got a leak around the oil drain plug. And this video is described to, or is designed to describe how you can replace the oil pan on your vehicle if it needs to be done. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, I'm underneath the car here, and just to locate some things, there's the exhaust. Runs down by the drain pan, oil pan right here. I've removed the oil plug, which is at the back, and drained all of the oil out as the first step. What I'm going to do is, using a 10mm ratchet, I'm going to remove all of the bolts that are on the perimeter of the oil pan and hold it to the bottom of the engine block. Okay, now that all the bolts are out, I'm going to very gently, using a flathead screwdriver, pry off the old oil pan. Got to be extra careful not to damage the bottom of the engine block. That would be really bad. You'll notice there's a rib here, so I'm going to use points like that so that I don't get in between the two and scar up the bottom of the engine block. So let me get that off and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the oil pan is now off. It took quite a bit of force to get that off. I used a flathead screwdriver, like I said, and then also grabbed hold of this rim with a pair of vice grips and pried down away from the engine, and it finally came off. This is the condition of the oil pan. You can see whoever changed the oil in this last, they damaged the threads up in here, and so it wouldn't seal right. So it looks like they put some type of RTV or gasket sealer around the outside of this. Just terrible work. And so this is the reason it was leaking out of the oil pan. So so that's what it looks like. Let me just get into the car and I'll show you what we're going to do next to move forward. Okay, so what I've got left here around the perimeter of the block is a mixture of the block surface and then some old gasket. So all of this old gasket has got to be removed. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a razor, very carefully cut underneath that gasket until this is all nice and smooth. Got to be careful not to damage this aluminum block. We don't want to leave a bunch of scarring on it, but we do have to get it smooth and all this old gasket off. So I'll do that next. Okay, all around the perimeter of the oil pan where it engages the engine is nice and clean, no gasket material left. So I'm going to take now a shop rag and remove any oil that has collected there. I want to get this nice and dry for the new sealant. I'm probably going to take a little bit of this purple cleaner, spray it on my rag, and try to degrease as well. I want it dry and clean so the new sealant can adhere properly. So let me do that next. Okay, so I just want to check that the new oil pan I purchased here is identical to the one I took off, and they look identical, so we're ready to move forward. Now, Nissan doesn't use a gasket to seal it. They use basically a type of RTV. This was what was recommended to me by the parts store. So I'm going to take this material and the enclosed nozzle and going to run a bead around the entire outside, around each hole, trying to keep a continuous flow of material so there's no breaks all the way around. Once we've done that, we'll just install it onto the bottom of the block, again making sure no oil has leaked down on the surfaces and they're as clean as they can possibly be. And then install and tighten each of the bolts. I'm going to do them to around 60 to 70 inch-pounds. They're not particularly tight, and so the sealant is doing most of the work there. And then the instructions say that this dries in 1 to 2 hours, or the engine may be started within 1 to 2 hours. It becomes rubber-like in 15 to 16 hours. I'm going to do this and let it sit overnight to ensure it's gotten a good seal. And so those are the steps, and I'll show you what I've got once we've got things back installed. Okay, so there's the new oil pan installed, and all the bolts are tightened. You can see a little bit of the gasket material hanging out the edge, which is ideal. And so this job is just about done. I did tighten these up in a crisscross pattern to 60 inch-pounds. That's, I think, what is correct for this car. So let me just slide out, and I want to say thanks for watching the video here today. This Altima's all put back together. I need to wait about 1 to 2 hours before I can add oil, and about 15 hours before that material is fully dry. So I'll probably just give it overnight. Hey, thanks for watching. I want to let you know before you go that I am a Christian, and I would love for you to take a look at my other video on how to become a Christian. It would mean a lot to me. So thanks for watching. God bless and take care.